Hello my dear friends. So today we are going to solve the problem number of zero filled subarrays. So what is given in this problem is a array will be given to us nums, and what we need to return is the number of subarrays that are filled with zero, and they have also provided the definition of subarray in case you don't know. Okay, so let us take the first example nums. The array contain the element 1, 3, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0 and 4. So what we need to do, we need to count number of subarrays. So basically that should contain 0. Okay, so if you are going to select this 0, so this will be one subarray. If you are going to select this 0, this is also going to be one subarray. If you are going to select this 0, this is also going to be one subarray. If you are going to select this 0, this is also going to be one subarray. So there are 4 sub arrays in which there is only one element, that is 0. Okay, now you can take these two elements also. So this will be also a subarray, and you can take these two elements as well. So this will be also a subarray. So there are two subarrays in which there are two elements, means two continuous 0 are present. So total how many subarrays are possible? 6. So we need to return in the output 6. Okay, suppose let us take one more example. 1, 3, 0, 0, 0, 2. Again we can take one element at a time, and we can make 3 sub arrays with containing only one element, that is 0. Now we can make set of 2 like this. Okay, so 0, 0, and this will be also a one set 0, 0, correct? So 2, and we can also make a set sub array which contain all the three zeros. So it will be 0, 0, 0. So how many total are present? 6. So in output we need to return the value as 6. I hope the question is clear to you. Now let us see how we can approach this problem. Okay, so basically we need to count the number of zeros. That is one thing, to get the elements which have only one element. Okay, now along with that we also need to calculate continuous zeros. Okay, and how many sub arrays we can make with the continuous zeros. So here there are two elements, so with the two elements we created one sub array. Here also there are two elements, with the help of two elements we created one sub array. Okay, so how we are going to approach the problem? We are going to take two variables, that is current and one is total. Okay, and let us try to see how we are going to calculate the value. So we are again taking the same example 0, 0, 4. So what we are going to do, we are going to use a for loop, and in the for loop what we are going to do, we are going to traverse and see where we are going to get first 0. So as soon as we get the 0, what we are going to do, we are going to increase the count of current. So first element is non-zero, so count will be 0 only. Second element is also non-zero, count will be again 0. As soon as we reach on the third element, so we got our first 0. So what we are going to do, we are going to increase the count by 1. Okay, so I can say that it will be like this: for num in nums. So nums is the array name. Okay, so if num equal to 0, what we will do, we will increase current value by 1. Perfect. Now as soon as we got the next element, so what we need to do now, here the current value will also increase. So current value will become 2 now, because next element is also 0. But here what we need now, total element should also increase, because here we get one element, one subarray. This is the second subarray and this is the third subarray. So we should also increase the total. Okay, so total will be equals to, total plus equals to current. It means in first step, what is the value of current? Current value is 1. So in total value will also become 1. As soon as we will come on the second step, so current value will become 2. So total will be 1 plus 2. So it will 3. So you can check that how many subarrays are possible till this position. This is the first subarray, this is the second subarray, and this is the third subarray, and it has given us the correct output. And as soon as we get the non-zero element, so what we are going to do, we are going to make this current value as 0, because the continuous subarray will not make a subarray which containing the elements as 0. So in else what we are going to do, we are going to make current as 0. Okay, so in this step what will happen, current value will again become 0. Here what will happen, as we have got the 0, so current value will again increase by 1, so it will become 1. Then total will be total plus current, so 3 plus 1 it will become 4. Again we are going to reach an element which is 0, so current value will again increase, so it will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. So total will increase by 2, so 4 plus 2 will become 6. Okay, and then we reach the last element, but last element is non-zero, so current value will become 0. So where is our answer stored? Our answer will be stored in the total. So what we are going to do, we are going to return the value as total. So how we approach this problem? We approach this problem by using two variables and by traversing the entire list. So what will be the time complexity? It will be order of n, because we have just traversed the list. And what will be the space complexity? As we haven't used any kind of extra space, so space complexity is going to be order of 1 and time complexity is going to be order of n. So I hope the question is clear to you. Thank you.